What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And today we're gonna watch this interview with LaMelo Ball. He's talking about this Laker game that's upcoming and how he feels about playing them. LeBron James, the whole vibe. I've seen a few different people post this, and I think this is one of the strangest interviews that I've ever seen from like a media standpoint. So we're gonna get into it, and he got a mask on, so you know the body language is even harder to tell. Alright, so I've seen this video circling around, and I've seen some of the talking heads kind of start to talk about it, right? Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, they talked about this clip. Everybody's reporting on it just because LaMelo, I guess, is just not as impressed as folks feel like he should be about playing LeBron, and LeBron's my dog, so I would be hype. We've seen some of these other rookies be super hype about playing LeBron, but you know, LaMelo even Carmen, it's just what it is, man. It's just basketball, you feel me? But I think this interview is so strange, and it's like a media availability, so it's just like a random thing where they just strictly pull LaMelo in just to ask him a bunch of these questions. They got reporters from the Lakers and all of this stuff, and it's even crazier because this happened and these reporters were there, and it was before the Denver game. So I just really don't understand where this interview came from, but we're gonna like watch it, listen to it, and then we'll kind of comment and talk through it. Let's do it. But obviously, before we get there, man, I appreciate y'all subbing to the channel, subscribers. We on the way to 11,000, 15,000, 20,000, 100, 200, 400. You know how that is. All right, let's get into this.
Obviously, grew up here, and your brother played for the Lakers, and
I guess old boy didn't introduce himself properly, and he's like, "You grew up here," and Melo's like, "What?" And then
your dad.
He's you talking about LA?
You know, all three of you and your brothers will play for the Lakers. How does that make the Lakers different than another NBA opponent you might face?
To be honest, I don't really look at teams differently. I mean, I go to every game with the same approach, going in to try to get a win, and that's pretty much it.
Bill, go ahead.
Approach, it's the same thing. We're trying to get a W.
Hey, LaMelo, I also cover the Lakers, and remember, you know, when you were a teenager, you being around Staples Center a lot, going on the road with your dad, the Laker games. I'm wondering, how did that experience at that age help prepare you for everything you're encountering now that you're in the league yourself?
At that age, I feel like it was a cool little experience. Other than that, I really can't think of too much, honestly. Going back then, I just think of like Lithuania and stuff like that, real far away, so yeah.
You know what? You might listen to that and think, okay, that's cap, but we talked about this before, right? When people are trying to recall things, right, and they stare off into the middle distance, so you can see when he's talking to the reporters where his eye line is, and then when he's trying to recall, like, damn, well, dog, he's kind of looking off, so that's something you can know.
Sorry to cut you off. I just wonder if there's lessons that you learned, or you know, it seems like that's kind of like an instruction manual that a lot of guys coming into the league don't get. They don't get to see that at that age, and I wonder if that maybe was like some kind of cheat code for you.
Just answer this question, so you're just gonna reword it and then ask it again, and hopefully you get a better answer.
I mean, no, I'll just say I was enjoying life, I guess. I wasn't really looking at it like that.
It's such an interesting thing because at that time when people was on his neck about Lithuania and all of this stuff, they was like, bruh, what about the prom? What about all of these amazing high school things that you're supposed to be doing? And literally they talking about, man, I remember you were traveling all around the country watching your brother playing basketball, and he's trying to frame that as like, you must have been learning so much. And all of the fun things that folks act like LaMelo wasn't doing because he was focusing on basketball, he's saying, no, actually I was doing it, but I was just traveling the world doing it.
Dan Wakey, go ahead.
Hey, Mel. Over the course of this season, obviously, you've gotten a real taste of how NBA basketball is different than professional basketball that you played before. What have the biggest adjustments been for you? What have you learned most, and where do you think you still have the most room to grow?
Pretty much, I feel like I learn day by day, game by game, practice by practice. I feel like every day you can take that as a learning still and just learn something from the day, even if it's something big or something very small. I feel like you always learn.
There you go.
Has this year been easier than you thought it would be?
Years coming in, I don't really think it's gonna be easy or this. I pretty much just coming with the mindset that I'm gonna come in and work hard, pretty much work on my game and just try to be a better me every year.
You see that? Is this easier? I'm like, don't not follow for the bait. Nah, it ain't easier. I just came ready to work.
Sam Perley?
I feel like in the whatever, obviously they're not in the same room. So, but everybody's at their house and it's a Zoom call. But to me, when I listen to these interviews, I feel like I imagine everybody's on the other side like, yo, damn, like somebody come up with a good question. Like they waiting, like, come on, one of us is gonna break through here and get something out of him, like, and brainstorming. Now let's just.
Hey LaMelo, it's Sam with Hornets.com. I know you guys are kind of limited with what you can do on the roads, but do you have any special plans when you get out to Los Angeles? Friends, family, able to come to the game? Do you have anything that you're hoping to do there for the couple days you guys are in the area?
No, I haven't really thought of anything yet. Probably just tap in with my family and try to get them to the game and stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Powell?
Sorry about that. While it was, I'm sure, fun for you to have an adventure in your years after you left high school, does it feel good to know that you're not going anywhere, that there's some stability now in your basketball career?
Definitely. I mean, I thought about that right when I left Australia. I'm like, I could probably be in the States now for a minute instead of not knowing like really where you're gonna go every year. So yeah, that was big.
Yeah, and one other thing, what has it been like to speak with Michael Jordan? I know you were too young to see him play and everything, but has there been a connection between you and him?
Here's the thing, man. What? Too young? We in the internet age. Ain't no too young. Folks don't watch Michael Jordan play on. My son has watched Michael Jordan. He's 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? You can watch videos all day. You damn near Space Jam. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I call him Uncle stuff. I already feel like that. And then I'll see him. I mean, I see highlights and stuff. My pops used to watch him and all that. So yeah, I definitely see him growing up.
Dave, go ahead.
Hey LaMelo, David Brennan with ESPN out here. What stands out about the time your brother played with LeBron? I know it was only about a half a season before he had that unfortunate ankle injury, but did you get excited seeing him teaming up and sharing the court with one of the better players in the league?
Oh yeah, it's cool for him because I remember growing up, I think that was his favorite player. So to play with him, yeah, that was definitely cool. But like I said, around that time, I think that's when I was in Lithuania, somewhere far. So I wasn't really watching too much basketball or any of that sort.
Will you feel any sort of way sharing the court with LeBron this week?
No, I mean, nah. I mean, I grew up a little different. Not really on basketball like that. So, nah, not really. But, I mean, it'd be cool.
It,
I feel like that's one of them the things where it's like, nah, not really. But it would be kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? He definitely is semi-hyped to play versus LeBron. From watching this clip, it ain't as not excited. People made it seem like he stone-faced him, like he'd been doing all of these questions, right? Every question that they ask is like, yo, nah, I've seen Jordan, I call him Unc, it's whatever. And then the LeBron question is, yeah, I ain't even. Come on, man. He gonna be hyped to play. He gonna turn up tomorrow night, or today. We'll call it today. He's coming to put LeBron on notice.
Is there one guy that you looked up to growing up?
I mean, it was my pops, so I was big on family and stuff like that. Not really with the basketball.
It's gotta hurt these media personalities who have always credited different successes that the boys had to LeVar stepping back, right? Oh, we ain't heard nothing from you. From LaMelo in Australia. We don't know what's going on. So now all of a sudden he's doing good. Lonzo, we ain't heard. And every time he get on here, it's like, nah, my dad, man. My dad. I wish that I watched more of Lonzo's press conferences when he was coming up as a rookie to see if like it was a similar like kind of response to those type of questions.
Danny Thompson.
LaMelo, Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. Everybody mentions your dad when it comes to being a basketball influence, but your mom was just as good on the court as your dad was. What are some of the things your mom has told you about basketball, and what maybe a memory too that you might have had maybe playing 2-on-2 or 1-on-1 with your mom growing up in Chino Hills?
I feel like the reporter here is talking like, "Oh, I got one. Wait till I got this question. This is gonna knock it out of the park. We ain't never heard this one before."
She used to be outside a lot. Like, she'd play horse when we play. More of the shooting games. So I feel like probably got our jumper from her.
And I feel like that's what I was thinking too. My mom, if she did any type of basketball, she would shoot. You know what I'm saying? Not 1-on-1, 2-on-2. Like, what is that?
So I guess she could shoot. She was hooping.
James Herbert.
Hey, LaMelo, when you see your own highlights or your teammates' highlights pop up on social media, what do you think of the excitement and energy from Eric Collins, the Hornets broadcaster, who goes totally nuts whenever anything exciting happens?
You said Eric Collins, that's his name?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's definitely a great reporter. I feel like a lot of people should be like that, let the energy. I mean, it just obviously makes it way funner to watch and everything like that. So he's great.
Thank you.
Dan Wikey.
Sorry about that, Mel. What have been the moments this season that have stuck out to you most? Whether it's maybe a first basket, a first trip to a different city. Has there been anything that's really stood out as extra special?
Yeah, honestly, just the chemistry and how we all bond from the day I got here has been great. So that's pretty much what I said.
Raphael.
Hey, Melo. Wanted to know, you talked about having your trying to get your family to the game. Would this be the first time that they've been to a game? I know they've let the fans in Charlotte, so I don't know if they've been here or not. And if so, how special would it be to have your family there for an NBA game? I know your pops and all seen you in Lithuania, but for it to be an NBA game, how special would that be?
For your first question, no, they haven't been to one yet. And then for the second, I mean, yeah, it'd be amazing. I mean, obviously, you just want your family to come see you. And then growing up, they always watch me, so it kind of be like going in the past, I guess.
And I went to the game where it was the Hornets versus the Pelicans, and Jello was there. Jello, Demo, and obviously Zoe was there, but yeah, LeVar and Tina wasn't there. And then they normally travel in the crew with all of the family and stuff, so they weren't there either.
Last question will go to Bill.
Hey, Melo, just one follow-up. This is a strange year in terms of what you can do and who you can have around you, but what kind of support system do you have with you there in Charlotte? Do you have family or a friend kind of in an inner circle that you're able to lean on kind of day to day?
Yeah, my manager JJ, and one of my trainers Mike Fox will be up here. So then yeah, them two pretty much would be real good. Other than that, everything be smooth.
Sorry, Mel, we're going to have one more from Jeff. Jeff, you can go ahead.
Hey, LaMelo, I was wondering if you maybe could walk us through, why you see the court the way you do, how you see the court, and, where your court vision comes from and how you developed it.
I'd probably say just growing up, having my pops having me play up. You got to see stuff at a young age, so I guess I just always seen passing lanes and certain stuff that I always seen.
All right, so that's the video. Like you see what I'm saying? Like, it was just a weird interview. I feel like they asked some strange questions throughout that interview, and I think that my man struggled to do that. And it's funny because I remember, like, it's not. And there's two things that I think of. when I watch this. Okay, one is it takes me back to whenever we were in JBA, right? And I was running around with the camera, filming and all that stuff. And it was intermediate day before the first game. And I was talking to LaMelo, and I was asking him this question that was super deep. And I thought, we had such an impactful answer. And it was basically about, I was trying to see if he had thought of the fact that, like, he had been a professional athlete playing basketball in Lithuania, and then now he was coming to the United States to make his another second-year professional debut, but in his family's league, right? In the league with basically his name and likeness and his brother's likeness all over it, and like, how did that feel or whatever? And he was like, damn, I ain't know, I ain't even never thought of that. I guess that is cool. And then somebody made a joke, and then he cussed, and then we, like, you know what I mean, it was just over right there. But so I think that he is introspective and whatever, but like, just not gonna give you too much. I also think of this when I listen to these press conferences, right? What I realize is that, and I say this, and I see how it could be confusing, right? Because I'll say that there's a lack of diversity in the interviewers or the media, right? And you'd be like, but no, and if you realize that the three black guys who you see in all of these, and I mean, obviously it's diversity because you got mugs who would be tapping in from all over the world or whatever, but like the three black guys are all from, I believe, the same news publication, like 3-Point Conversion. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't know, I can't remember their names, so I can't. But so I think that's interesting to me, right? Is like you have a ton of people on there, all from all of these places, and the one guy who was one of the black dudes is the CEO and founder of said publication, and that's how they got into the door, right? It's like they had to start their own publication just to be able to get in here and ask these different questions. And I'm sure that it took them a while in order to be able to get that seat at the table. And so it's just interesting to me to think about that, because I have been trying to media outlet it and get into all of these things, and it's damn near impossible unless you go through some established, like, kind of situation like that. And I think in a world and time where we thinking about equity and and we look at the reporters who are reporting these stories, and we see that there, to me, and I feel like it's interesting to, when they asking these questions or answering these questions, to think about that as well. But that's what I got for y'all today, man. It's your main man, AV the Hero. We get out of here.
No, not peace. +1, triple B's. We out.
There it is.